Hey guys, JD here with the Kawasaki Ultra 310 jet ski, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about fogging oils. I've got quite a few different products here, and I'm going to show you how I use these products to fog the Eaton TVS Supercharger on my Kawasaki Ultra 310 jet ski. I'm going to show you which of these products I like, which of these products I don't. I'm going to do a spray test where I show you the viscosity of each product and what they look like outside of the can. And then we're going to talk a little bit about each of these products and what they were really designed to do. So for those of you who are familiar with the Kawasaki Ultra 310 platform, you know we have a little supercharger fogging port right here. I'm going to pull the cap off. Now this fogging port feeds a little plastic line that runs into the top of the supercharger. You can see it right there. Now after every ride, you need to adequately fog that supercharger. Doing that introduces that oil into the system, reducing mineral buildup and corrosion inside the supercharger. But then that oil also is aspirated into your intercooler, through the throttle body, and into the upper cylinders of your engine, where it coats the valves and your spark plugs and prevents them from corroding or rusting while your ski is being stored. So first of all, the Kawasaki service manual recommends to fog the ski with a quote-unquote commercially available fogging oil. Now there's many different products on the market, but which one should you use? Well, lucky for you guys, I've tried out all the commercially available top sellers, and I'm going to give you my opinions on each of these products. So first, let's talk about WD-40, because I've mentioned in a couple of videos that I use WD-40 to fog the ski. Now let's be very clear about what WD-40 is. Water Displacement Formula 40, okay? So WD-40 is not actually a lubricant, but more so it's a solvent, a degreaser, and a water sheeting product. Now, WD-40 is great for cleaning up grease and debris on the engine. It's great for protecting metal components from moisture. And I've noticed over the time using WD-40 as a fogging oil that my intake tract and the inside of my intercooler stay very, very clean and free from a buildup of residue that you might see with some of these other products. Now, the downside to WD-40 is that it's not really introducing a strong amount of lubricant into the supercharger. It's not really coating those rotors with lubricant, more so it's a solvent. And I've been told that over time, WD-40 can degrade the coating on your supercharger rotors. Now that happens anyway, so it's not necessarily going to cause a lack of performance, but it can allow those rotors to corrode quickly, more quickly over time, especially if you're running in a saltwater environment. So some of the other products we have here, Yamalube. Yamaha's a big, obviously they make the Yamaha Wave Runners, so this is a product that they've developed for use in their marine engines. And I've found that this product, it does have a nice foaming action, but the viscosity of it is a little too heavy for me. And by that, I mean that you see a bit of a buildup in the system after using it for a period of time. It cakes up a little bit in the intercooler, and then dirt kind of sticks to it, and it's just, it's a little too thick for me, and you'll see what I mean when I do my spray test in a little bit. Now you guys also, if you watch my channel, you hear me talk about Lear Corrosion Block quite a bit. This product, as it says, kills corrosion on contact. I use this on rusted bolt heads, areas of the engine where corrosion or rust are forming. It's a great product. I have used it to fog the supercharger and the driveline as well. The problem with this product is it's very expensive, and while it does work very well, it's not necessarily designed to be a fogging oil. All right, so then a product I just came across recently that I started using is the Stor Brite professional grade fogging oil. Now, Stor Brite is located actually about half an hour south of me in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I was kind of excited to find a locally made product. This is designed for marine use. And if you read the instructions and if you read the reviews of this product on the internet, it has a lot of good reviews and has been used successfully by many buyers. So I just started using this product in the ski. The viscosity of this is actually similar to WD-40, yet this has more protective properties that WD-40 doesn't have when it comes to lubrication. So there's another product here that was highly recommended to me by Steve from Cowie Performance, and that's Engine Stor Fogging Oil by CRC. This product has been highly recommended for successful use in fogging the supercharger. The foaming action of this product does a great job of coating the rotors and the bearings and all the surfaces in your intake system to prevent corrosion or mineral buildup from occurring. So I've got another product here. I hear a lot of guys talk about this. This is Shield T9. So just like corrosion block was developed by Lear Company for use on the Lear jets, Shield was developed by the Boeing Company. Now the thing I've learned about Shield is that it actually leaves a bit of a waxy coating on surfaces, right? Similar to what you'd see with a fluid film product. Not quite fluid film, but a little bit along those lines. So in terms of using this as a supercharger fogging solution, I really wasn't sold on it. I tried it anyway just to see, you know, and it does work, but it kind of scares me when they say, you know, a thin waxy film. This product is probably more suited for coating your jet pump components or, you know, your lower exhaust pipes or parts like that. And I really wouldn't recommend using the Shield product as a fogging oil. All right, so let's take each of these oils and I'm going to do a spray test. I'm going to spray a straight line of each product. I'm going to swipe my finger through it. We'll see. That'll just give you an idea of the viscosity and how each product looks when it comes out of the can. All right, so we've got all the products lined up here. Let's start with the WD-40. So WD-40 stops squeaks, removes and protects, loosens rusted parts, frees sticky mechanisms, drives out moisture. This is a 12-ounce can. It typically retails for $14. So as you can see, the WD-40 product does not really foam when sprayed, and it's got a very light viscosity. You can see that to the touch, it is oily, yes, but it does have more of a solvent feel, something you'd feel with like a xylene or an acetone in a way. All right, now let's take a look at the Shield T9 product. Shield T9, rust and corrosion protection, waterproof lubrication. There you go, it says the T9 story. This product was developed by the Boeing Company to fill their need for a superior lubricant and protectant. Unique combination of ingredients designed to penetrate and displace moisture, then leave a thin waxy film. Works well on all metals for months. Loosens rusty parts. Safe on most paints, plastics, and vinyls. That product retails for about $20. So that Shield has a great foaming action once it's sprayed. It does have a little more lubricity than the WD-40. And you can see that the flow out is very similar to that of the WD-40. The biggest thing I notice is when the Shield is sprayed, it does have more of a foaming action upon application. All right, corrosion block developed by the Lear Company. This kills corrosion on contact, blocks corrosion from starting or spreading, quickly penetrates and loosens seized parts, protects electronic equipment from moisture, lubricates, penetrates, safe for use on electronics. Corrosion block typically retails for about $23. Now let's take a look at the Lear corrosion block. I love this product. I use this all the time, and I really hate to waste it, but for you guys, I'll waste some here. So the corrosion block product, you can see, has a lot of foaming action when sprayed. A lot of lubricity to it. It does have a more pronounced smell too than the other products so far. So that's interesting to note. Our next product is Yamalube Maintenance Stor Engine Fogging Oil. This product is developed for 2- and 4-stroke engines, rust corrosion and acidic protection during off-season, excellent engine build lubricant. Is there anything else? Protect your engine's internal components like cylinder walls, valves, pistons, etc. during storage. Stor fogging oil provides superior protection against rust and corrosion caused by salt water, moisture, and acidic combustion residue. Recommended for use before any storage period of 2 months or more. That's Yamalube Maintenance Stor fogging oil. That typically retails for $17. Now let's look at the Yamalube. From my experience, the Yamalube is actually the thickest product you're going to see me demonstrate here today. And that's kind of why I think it's actually not good for fogging our superchargers. This might be a great product for engine storage because it is so thick and foamy that it will do a good job of coating all those internal components. Yeah, so take a look at that. Really, really foamy. very oily, and you can see that it maintains its foamy characteristic a lot longer than the other products here. All right, we now have CRC Marine Engine Stor fogging oil. This is for all 2 and 4 cycle engines, protects internal engine parts from corrosion. CRC Marine Engine Stor fogging oil protects all inboard, outboard, and stern drive engines and internal components from corrosion during seasonal storage. This product typically retails for $16. Oh, so that Engine Stor has a lot more charge than some of these other products. You can see it splattered everywhere when I hit the cardboard. That's actually very similar in characteristic to the Yamaha fogging oil, but not quite as thick. You can see that Yamaha stuff is still pooling there. It almost reminds me of like a 2-stroke motor oil. This Engine Stor product is, the viscosity of it is probably somewhere between the Bow Shield and the WD-40. And that brings us to the Star Brite professional grade fogging oil. Deep penetrating, maximum protection of all engines in seasonal or long-term storage. Let's see what else they say. Protects cylinder walls, piston rings, and other combustion chamber surfaces from rust and corrosion during periods of storage. Excellent for inboard and outboard marine engines, generators, lawn care equipment, snowmobiles, etc. This Star Brite fogging oil typically retails for $14. There you go. So that product, I think that one, and again, this isn't a scientific test, right? But that one feels to be it's got a lot of lubricity to it. Really very slippery. So there you go. I've did a spray test of each of these products just so you can get an idea of how they're dispensed and what they look like once they come out of the can. And let's take a look at them now. I'm out here in the sun in South Florida, so these are in direct sunlight. And I didn't spray a precise amount of each product, so it's not really fair to judge, you know, the flash off rate based on this test. So after trying all these products in one capacity or another, right now I'm choosing to use this professional grade Star Brite fogging oil on my personal ski. And that's because, one, of the price point, it's a very affordable product. It's got great reviews online. And in my opinion, it's got a great foaming action, plenty of lubricity. And I believe that it'll do the job in keeping those supercharger rotors and my intercooler and upper cylinders adequately fogged when my ski is being stored. Now, if I had to rank these in order from first to second, my next choice would be the Engine Stor fogging oil from CRC. This has come very highly rated to me from Steve at Cowie Performance. And when it comes to these Kawasaki Ultra 310s, I don't think I've met anybody who knows more about these or who shares more information with me about these than Steve. And that's a product he uses, so I would be comfortable trusting that on my own ski. Now, when it comes to the Yamalube product, it seems a little bit thick for me to use in a supercharger setting. For fogging the engine or the cylinders, I think it would be more than adequate, but I just think it's a bit thick and it leaves a sticky residue in my intercooler, and so I'm going to avoid the Yamalube product. Corrosion block, I haven't had any issues with it as a fogging oil, but because of the price point, I'm going to stick to using it as an anti-corrosive coating on parts of my engine and jet pump and refrain from using it as a fogging oil. Bow Shield, I've never really used this on a regular basis as a fogging oil. I've been told some guys do, and they've had good results with it. It's similar in price point to the corrosion block, but because of the waxy coating that Bow Shield does leave behind, I think it's better as a surface protectant and not a fogging oil. And finally, we have the most affordable and well-known product here, and that would be the WD-40, Water Displacement 40. Now, the funny thing is, after using that Yamalube product, when everything got gummed up, I then used the WD-40 to clean it back out. So WD-40 does work great as a cleaning solvent, but in terms of fogging your supercharger and saltwater use, I don't know that it has the lubricity necessary to keep my internal supercharger components adequately lubricated over a long period of time. So yes, it does keep them clean. It does displace moisture, which is very important in preventing corrosion. However, I don't believe the formula was ever intended to have the lubrication properties that a purpose-built fogging oil like Engine Stor or Stor Brite was designed with. All right, so I've given you a look at each of these products. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list of products on the market, so I did want to mention a couple other products that you might be interested in trying. So Stable makes a fogging oil. Stable, as you know, is a very popular fuel treatment. I don't personally like to use Stable products, but they do produce a fogging oil. You don't see it in this lineup because they recently changed their container to have a built-in straw like the WD-40, and the straw on that container is actually too thick to accommodate the fogging port on the Kawasaki Ultra 310. So I have disqualified the Stable product from this lineup. Now, there is a product missing from this lineup that I would have loved to have tried, and that is AMSOIL fogging oil. Now, they don't say on the package whether or not it is a synthetic fogging oil, but I know there's a lot of guys who love the AMSOIL products, and I would have loved to give that one a try. Unfortunately, I was not able to source it, and it seems very difficult to get. It's only available on their website, and when I tried to purchase it, it said, you know, ships in 2 to 4 weeks. And so obviously these products here I purchase locally from West Marine or my local hardware store, and so I really unfortunately was unable to get some of that AMSOIL product to test. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching, only on JD's Water World. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more exclusive jet ski content, only on JD's Water World.